The loved ones we've lost, bringing new life to the sea. For a fallen police officer, that means a life of service, far beyond the badge.
So I want to be in a green Folgers can and I want to be a fishy house. You need to send me out there and somehow put me in there.
It was a conversation Carmen East says she remembers vividly, having with her husband, Floyd East Jr., and one she never expected to fulfill so soon.
Can you take me back to that day and just tell me whatever you can?
Officer East has been in a confrontation. It did not go well. And then I said, is he okay? And then they said, ma'am, he has passed away.
In October 2017, Officer East responded to a call of a student acting erratically on Texas Tech's campus. While in police custody, that student pulled a gun, shooting and killing Officer East at 48 years old.
The girls and I just dropped to the floor as soon as they saw me. As soon as I saw them, we were on the floor crying.
As funeral preparations began, Carmen remembered that conversation she shared with her husband.
He said, I want to be a fishy house. You got to make me into a fishy house.
What Officer East meant was he wanted to be an eternal reef.
Eternal Reefs was started with the concept of trying to find a way to help preserve the ocean and the ocean environment for future generations, and at the same time find a memorialization opportunity.
Eternal Reef CEO George Frankel explains, instead of a loved one being buried in a plot or put in an urn, these concrete structures are mixed with loved ones' ashes, becoming an eternal reef. The reefs range in price from almost $4,000 to $7,500. And to date, 3,000 of these eternal reefs have been placed in 30 locations around the country.
How do you measure the success of a reef ball after you've put it out there? And how successful have you been?
In the right water conditions, we will see visible growth in as little as 6 weeks. So we know the contribution is there to begin with.
When you first heard about them, what went through your head?
Well, when I first heard about them, I thought, how cool.
Jacksonville University professor of marine science Dan McCarthy has been studying reefs for decades.
How is our reef ecosystem right now?
I think globally, the reefs aren't doing very well. We're seeing a transition from living coral to being dominated by algae and sometimes sponges.
And these reefs are bringing life back.
Fish are able to go inside it, as well as animals without backbones, invertebrates like crabs and shrimp and things like that. And then you end up having a sequence of events where small guys get in, larger guys get in, and then you end up a more vibrant community.
Is this really the perfect solution for saving our reefs?
I don't know that they're a perfect solution, but they are a solution.
You can see just by the growth on these reefs over the years, they are working.
Are these reef balls replacing the reefs dying in the same rate?
Oh, probably not. Almost definitely not. Reef balls are great, coral restoration are great, and I'm big fans of those. But, when you talk about the aerial coverage of reefs worldwide, that's just something very hard for us to make up for.
And McCarthy says not every reef placed will be successful.
I do some work in shallow water reefs where they don't quite fit very well. But I think in some of the deeper, or maybe some of the reefs more in the Caribbean, there's comparable topography associated with it. It's not perfect.
While it's not perfect, it's a stepping stone in giving back. Not just giving back to the ocean, but for the families who lost a loved one.
It's so poetic in a way. He served in life and he's serving afterlife.
I'm sure he's having a ball just watching the fish, and because he loved diving, and it was one of the things that he loved the beach. If he could live in a shack on the beach for the rest of his days, he would have been happy.
And Carmen is reminded of that every time she looks off St. Augustine shore, knowing 15 miles out, her husband is still there.
Be sure to subscribe to Solutionaries to see all our latest videos right here on YouTube.